Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of The Spark. I'm Coach David. I hope you're doing great on today. I hope that everything is moving in the right direction for you, that your life is becoming everything that you want it to become, that you are doing all the things that you desire to do, and that you have everything that you would desire to have. Listen, you can have it, you can be it, you can do it. All you have to do is a state of mind and getting in there and continue to work at it to, what I call architect your life, design it, build it, and then live it. Listen, I'm happy you're here with me on today, and I have something great for you. We're continuing to talk about a growth mindset. A growth mindset is, my honest opinion, one of the most important things you can do in your life, because what it's going to do for you, it's going to help you develop more. You're going to be happier about it. And not only that, you're going to be able to help somebody else from the standpoint of having a growth mindset. So on today, I want to get to how to begin to build this growth mindset. I want to give you some things. We've talked about this since the beginning of the year, and we said that our focus would be about developing a growth mindset, getting away from the fixed mindset, getting away from, hey, this is as good as it gets. This is as, bright or as smart as I'll ever be. We're getting away from that. And we're getting to building that growth mindset. So let's talk about it. Now, one of the things that I believe that is most important that you have to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt is that your brain can learn new things. Now, I talk about the mindset, but I want to kind of give some clarity today on your brain and on your mind. Your brain is the physical organ. And what it does, it picks up things from your hearing, from your seeing, from your touch and all of that. And then it takes it in and it begins to process it. Now, your mind, on the other hand, I like to say it like this, if you'll let me. I like to say your mind is what the brain does. Your mind is your feeling, your choosing, your thinking. So when you begin to look at it, your brain is going to take in information and your mind is going to use that information for your feelings, for your thinking, for choosing. Now, that's really important. If you're going to develop a mindset of what I call a growth mindset, and I hope you will, you have to understand that your brain can change. Your brain's been changing all along. But the question is, have you been focusing that change? Have you been directing that change? Or have you just kind of been willy-nilly letting it happen whichever way it wants to happen? I want to encourage you on today that your brain can change. And the more intensely you believe, the easier it will be for your brain to change. Now, there's something in science called neuroplasticity. I'm not going to try to give you a science lesson on today. All that means, neuroplasticity, all that means is that the brain has the ability to change and adapt in response to new information, to new learning, and to new experiences. So what we're going to do today, we're going to give our brain some new information, which we believe will lead to a new experience, and we'll have some new learning in order to develop this growth mindset. And in developing this growth mindset, it's going to take us much further in life. We're going to be happier in life. And not only that, I think really the most important thing about all of this is that you can help somebody else. So I'm going to give you what I call the 5 building blocks of a growth mindset. Now, this is not all the building blocks that you can use. This is just 5 that I have selected that I believe are very important and that they will help you to begin to develop in that growth mindset way. That pattern will be set and you begin to move in that pattern. Now, I want to say this is not going to happen overnight. If you have a fixed mindset, and I've shared this with you before as well, you can have a fixed mindset here in this area of your life and a growth mindset over here in this area of your life. And what we want to do is those areas that, are important to us, those areas that help us expand and grow, and even more so help others. When we understand that, hey, we can develop a growth mindset in that, we want to put that into use. We want to begin to develop in that way so that we can help other people. And not only that, we can help ourselves too. So I'm giving you the 5 building blocks, and consequently, they all start with C. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is challenges. A challenge is nothing more than something new or maybe something difficult, which is going to require on your part some determination and some effort. Now, you're going to hear the word effort today over and over and over again because it's going to require effort. I want to encourage you to embrace every challenge. Now, Dan DeVito said this, and I know you've heard this before. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. What am I talking about? Well, growth and development occurs through the challenges of life. And I've said this that, in life, we are either at a point of going into a challenge, we're in the midst of a challenge, or we just came out of a challenge, something that we call and have titled the storms of life. And we understand that, hey, we're going to be challenged in this life. But what we want to do, we want to put forth the effort and we want to break through that. We want to continue to grow. We want to continue to develop and we want to get better. We don't want to look at a challenge and run from it. We want to embrace the challenge. We want to develop through the challenge. We want to grow out of the challenge. And in doing that, you are developing a growth mindset. Because, see, a person with a fixed mindset has a tendency to say, look, why in the world is this happening to me? Well, it's happening to you because you're just a part of what I would call this world. And the thing about it is that things are going to challenge you. And while challenges, yes, they can be difficult, they can be uncomfortable, but you have the ability to work through it. And if you remember, I share with you that nothing grows in a comfort zone. So if you want to be comfortable all your life and you want to escape challenges, I honestly believe you can never escape challenges. You either deal with them, grind it out, or whatever, work it out and get through it, or else you just remain the same. So the first C is challenges. And I want to encourage you once again to embrace every single challenge. When it comes up, you have within you right now what it takes, what it requires in order to overcome every challenge that you. And if you don't give up, if you don't cave in, if you don't quit, you are going to face that challenge and get through it. Here's the next one. Cultivate curiosity. What am I saying? Well, curiosity means this right here. I have this eager desire to learn. And when I was growing up, I was a very curious child. And they would tell me, they would say, hey, you know what? Be careful. Don't be so curious because curiosity killed the cat. And you'll hear people say that to you sometimes. Be careful. Don't be so curious because curiosity killed the cat. Well, I got news for you. They didn't tell me the second part of that. I wish they would have told me the second part of that because it says that satisfaction brought him back. And so here's the great thing about that. Yes, curiosity may at times seem dangerous. Curiosity may at times seem overwhelming, but the satisfaction of learning something new, the satisfaction of growing in this growth mindset will bring you back. Do not allow somebody to stop your curiosity. You have this thing for learning. That's a good thing. Continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to see new things, and you will be amazed at how much your life is going to expand. So I want to encourage you with that on today. Be curious. Ask those questions. A lot of times when we're dealing with things, we're very curious and we need to get answers. And so as we're getting answers and everything, a lot of times people see that as that we're challenging them. And not necessarily challenging the individual as much as I'm gaining knowledge. I'm asking questions because I'm curious to learn because I want to have that growth mindset. So far we got two of them. Embrace every challenge and cultivate some curiosity. Go ahead and ask those tough questions. Here's the third C. Choose learning over approval. I like to say this like this. Always be learning. What are you talking about? You should never, ever be satisfied with what you already know or what you already can do. You have to go out and you got to say, look, I am going to learn something new today. Try to learn something new every single day of your life, because in doing that, you are expanding your knowledge base. And as you expand your knowledge base, you can do so much more. You can go so much further. You can see new things. And who knows, you might just be that person who, is going to come and be so, so much into learning that you're going to create some new things for us in this world, because new things are being created every day. So you got to choose learning over approval. Well, what's wrong with being approved? There's nothing wrong with being approved until you're no longer getting the approval. See, this is what happens with a person with a fixed mindset. A person with a fixed mindset, they are into the approval, they are into the acceptance. And the moment somebody doesn't approve of them, the moment somebody doesn't accept them, they shut down. They're at a loss. I've watched children like that. I've watched athletes like that. That the moment that things start getting a little tough, they can't build in what they need to keep going. And so consequently, because they've always been told how great they are, how wonderful they are, and they never ever been told, like, look, you need to learn something a little bit different. When they quote unquote meet their match and they're not getting the approval, they shut down. But if you're always learning, if you're always developing, and you're choosing to learn over being approved, you are on your way to some great things. And so when that begins to happen, maybe you don't get the approval, but you got something far better than the approval. What do you have? You understand that you can learn and that you can grow. So stay with learning over approval. Nothing wrong with being approved. Nothing wrong. I don't want to paint that picture that it is, but I want to be a learner. I want to be a learner. I want to learn more. I want to grow more. I want to develop more. I just don't want you to tell me how good I am. I want you to see that I am developing and that I am growing and that I'm expanding my knowledge base. I'm expanding. Why? Because I have these great and wonderful things that I want to accomplish. And the world is changing every day. So I need to be learning every single day. Boy, that's good. Now, the next one for you is celebrate effort. What? I've been kind of talking about it all along. Challenges. Curiosity, learning requires effort. And effort is nothing but the energy that you put in to figure things out. That's really all effort is. So, you know what? I'm looking at the process over the outcome. Yeah, the outcome is great, and we want to get to the outcome, but the process is really where you learn all the stuff at. When you are going through something challenging and you've built that resilience in, and that resiliency is taking over, and that resiliency is getting you through, look, I'm telling you, that's something powerful, because effort says this right here. When I celebrate the effort, it says, listen, even though I'm being challenged and I'm still going to give it my best. I'm still going to give it my best effort. I may not have all the talent. I may not have all the skills. I may not have all the smarts, but what I do have is the effort. I have energy for figuring it out, and I will figure it out, and I will continue to stay with it, being resilient, bouncing back, and keep going. And before you know it, hey, that right there, that effort will get me through. So we need to be celebrating the effort. Listen, I want to get to the outcome too. But the process, oh my goodness, the process is where you grow. The process is where you learn. When you put in some grit and you just stick with it and keep working, and though, man, you get slapped in the face, you get knocked down, you jump up, you dust yourself off, you wipe them tears away, and you keep moving forward. Let's celebrate effort all the time. I'm excited when people put forth effort. Why? Because that's what it takes in life to develop and to grow and to learn. And that is a part of the growth mindset. Now, I've given you 4. Think about it. I've given you challenges. I've given you cultivate curiosity. I've told you to choose learning over approval. And I said, we got to celebrate the effort. But this last one, I think this is the power move right here, if you will. Community. What? Surround yourself with growth-minded others. What are you talking about? Well, the Bible says it like this: iron sharpens iron. What are you talking about? Well, yeah, iron sharpens iron, but where are we going with this? Like-minded people help each other grow. Think about it. If you have another person or two people or even a group of people who are growth mindset focused, they're going to help you even the more. So you need to have a community of people around you who are moving in the same direction as you are. And some of them need to be out in front of you because they've been there and done that, and they got t-shirts and they can help make your pathway easier. Then there need to be others that haven't maybe gotten as far as you have, so you can look back and help them out. Because when you can teach what you've learned, you have really learned it. And so I want my mentors and my coaches out there in front of me because they've been through it and they can help me get through. But I don't mind the people behind me and turning around and reaching back and giving them a hand and helping them out as well. Get around a community of like-minded people. When you start talking about having this growth mindset, everybody's not going to be able to go with you. They can, but they won't. You find people who can and who will, and watch how great and how fast you're going to begin to develop as well. You want to get in a community of like-minded people. I'm not even going to talk about how people on that are not thinking like you or not working like you could potentially pull you down. I'm not getting into that. Just get in a community of like-minded people and watch great and wonderful things happen, because iron surely sharpens iron. And when you get with another person who's going in the same direction as you, and they're helping you and you're helping them, and we are all helping each other, we have something dynamite. We have something dynamic in its working. So I hope this has helped you on today. How to build a growth mindset. I've given you the 5 C's. I've told you that your brain has the capacity through neuroplasticity to change. And then I gave you, look, embrace every challenge. Cultivate that curiosity. Choose learning over approval. Celebrate the effort and get in a community of like-minded people. I got to get out of here for today. I know you have things to do, and so do I, but it has been fantastic for me to be able to share this with you on today. And likewise, I would ask that you would share this with somebody else. Repost this, share it, and hey, listen, let somebody know that, look, we can start all building this growth mindset. And when we build the growth mindset, we not only help ourselves, we help others. I will talk to you on next week. But before I go, let me say this right here. You are the architect of your life. I'm Coach David. I believe in you. I will see you on next week. Bye.